guys, I've just read an article about technology in the classroom.
Oh, that's super interesting. Tell me about it.
With technology in the classroom, I think students are getting more prepared for the digital futures. Jobs now have more digital components than before in the past. So we expect also that the students know their way around social media, the software office, and the internet. But sometimes it's not the case. So I think technology in the classroom will prepare this technology skills in the classroom, because education is not just about memorizing facts and your vocabulary, it's about developing skills, and technology is a very important skill to have because the future is more developing into more digital, and more technology is getting more involved in jobs as well. I've also read a study from iTrade Association that 9 out of 10 students say that they want to develop their technology skills in the classroom so they can getting more prepared for their futures. So yeah.
I kind of agree on that, but you have to remember that not every student can afford this type of education. Let me put this concisely. CompTIA studies have shown that technology can indeed improve learning retention and help them get and develop digital skills that they would need in the future, like you said. But because students who cannot afford these tablets, they won't get these digital skills which they would need in certain jobs. These jobs are often higher paid, and the outcome would be that there are income disparities because students on the same level would not have the same skills, even though they follow like 4 years on the VMBO. Also, another result I think would be a learning gap on the same level, and also influence on the attainment targets that the Ministerie van Onderwijs has set up. But again, on the other hand, I do feel like that technology is very, how do you say that, handy in education, because I think that students are, their everyday surroundings are about technology. They're on their phones, and I'm an intern at a VMBO basiskader school, and I feel like the students, they just get really excited when they get to use their tablets, and lots of other teachers at that school have told me the same. So I think if you integrate technology with their education, it wouldn't matter what the topic of the lesson be, because it's digital, it will be interesting.
Because Onderwijs en Cijfers has said that on an average of 300 students per school, it is rather expensive for a single school to purchase all these laptops, and otherwise they'll have to rent them out, which is not affordable for students.
Well, I think that you can solve that by government funding. I mean, the government can fund households that cannot afford tablets or laptops, so that they can help people in need. And also, the tablets and laptops, they will replace the books, so you don't have any expenses for the books. And books are like 200 a year, and a laptop, you can use that for your entire school career.
A very good point. The subsidies are a good alternative. Although, however, the books, they often tend to change the way, so they purchase them once and then they can reuse them. But laptops, once those are obsolete because every year there's new versions and stuff like that, then those are inusable. Or you can sell them off for scrap, but that's not going to work. But anyhow, also the technicalities, of course, with technology are difficult, because studies have shown about iPads in the classroom that students get frustrated when taking notes because it's troubling and they don't have all the experience regarding iPads. Even further, the temptation of the online world, because you have to tap one time away and you're on WhatsApp or YouTube or whatever. That is very difficult. While with books, you can keep the phones away, and then they'll have to focus on the work itself.
Good point. However, I think that it's also good for the students, considering you can focus more on individual needs. Like if you purchase a textbook, it's just a textbook, you cannot change anything about it. It's a fixed lesson material for the entire class, even though not everyone in the classroom has the same level or the same needs in a certain topic. So if you, for example, are really good at writing, but you're not very good at reading or listening, then you can focus more on those topics rather than the one you're really good at. And on top of that, I think it's really easy for the teacher to see what the students are doing and their progression, considering it's really transparent what they're doing on the iPads, because you have all those programs that like Classroom on laptops, where you can see what your students are actually doing. And in my opinion, that's really what school should be about, to focus on what you want to learn and where you're struggling. So Danique, what do you think?
Well, I also did some research and I found out that it can be very distracting for students, so I agree with Hans. It can have a negative effect on the attention spans of students. I also found out that it can decline your handwriting and your spelling skills, because students are only typing on their laptops and don't have to write on paper anymore. So there's always this spelling check on your laptop, so you don't have to spell on your own anymore. And I found out that it has to do something with the way it is used in class, because when the teacher applies it the wrong way, it won't be very effective for the student skills. Well, it can be interesting because it's new or something different, but it won't be very developing any skills. So that's what I found out.
Well, I partly agree with you, Danique. I think technology in class can be both a positive and a negative thing. When I think of students using their devices in class, I think it will open a lot of new doors for them. For example, the internet provides a lot more information than a regular textbook, so that's obviously a positive thing. But although it can open a lot of new doors, experts have proven that when it isn't applied the right way, it isn't useful to use technology in class. Lee Parkinson says that it's important to get the balance right, so when it's applied to its potential, then it will provide the students with a range of new skills, such as communicating and sharing information. Another drawback can be that there are a lot of technical issues often, so I agree with Hans that that can be very distracting and it can cause the students to hold them back in their learning process. So, but overall, I think technology plays a very big role in the world nowadays. So overall, I think it's a positive thing, and when it's used to its potential, I think it's good to use technology in class.
Wow, it's so wonderful that we have such different opinions and we can have a conversation about this.